Welcome, I'm Dr. Dan, Dr. Pascad here at Lindenwood's Chiropractic. Today we're going to go over the 4 best exercises to bulletproof your lower back. Now for us, this is a little bit weird. Typically we would be adjusting patients. We would spend the day kind of teaching them some exercises, some stretches in terms of how to get and stay healthy. And this is a little bit of an unusual event. Obviously we're in the office, there's no one here. But for us, it kind of gnaws at us to see that there's a lot of people at home that still need our help. So we thought, what better way to do this live so that at home you could be using this time where you're literally quarantined at home to recommit to your health, to do stretches, exercises, maybe changes to your nutrition or your exercise habits to make sure that you could get, after this, to get better than you were before.
So the exercises that we're going to go through, these are typical exercises that we teach almost all of our patients. So part of our goal is to not only help people here in the office, but we want people to be responsible to take care of their spines at home. And so the exercises that we're going to show you are amongst 4 of our favorite to help you get a very strong low back and a strong core to protect your spine, right? Because not only we want to fix the injuries and fix the problems that are there, we want your spine to stay healthy and strong to prevent injuries, tomorrow, a year, 2 years, 3 years down the road. And so, oftentimes our patients also tell us, I don't have time to do my exercises. Right. And we know that in this situation that probably everybody's got a lot more time on their hands. And so if we could get you to do these every day and sort of recommit, ideally you could build this as part of your daily routine before, I guess, life gets back to quote unquote normal.
Absolutely. Now, as we're going to go through these exercises, maybe I just want to take a step back and maybe kind of create a reasoning why this would be so important for you. Okay, so number 1 is our spine's main job is to protect the nerves in the spinal cord that basically go to the rest of your body. So the healthier your spine is, the better your body will be able to function, heal, and function the way it was supposed to be in the first place. So now if we could add strength and stability to that spine, then we are stronger, we could hold our adjustments better, we could stay better longer, and especially protect against accidents and injuries. So one of the things that we want to teach our patients is the stability of their core muscles. Okay. Now, a lot of times we hear patients coming into the office saying, hey doc, I bent down to pick up a pair of socks, or I went into the back seat to pick up something, I went to the trunk. So very simple things that then cause them to have that injury. Now, first of all, picking up a pair of socks is not the reason why you have that lower back injury or pain. It's just the straw that broke the camel's back. So what we would like to do is to help to kind of create a habit for you to build and maintain that core as you do simple things. Like, for example, squeezing the core as you reach for a door or push open a door, squeezing your core to push a seatbelt on, squeezing the core to pick up something, because if we do it after the fact, then we're already behind the 8 ball. So what we want to do today is teach you the 4 kind of really basic, best exercises for us that we know to help to strengthen and bulletproof your lower back. Now, as we go through this, if you want, please like this or comment. If you have questions, we'll be going through this, whether you're watching live or you're going to be watching it as a rebroadcast. We're going to come back and check in on questions or comments that you have, but we're here to help in any possible way we can.
So please also, as we go through these 4 exercises, if you know them, if you're familiar with them, I would love it if you give us some feedback too, like, I've seen this exercise, I've never seen this one, I love this one feels great, this one doesn't. So give us some feedback as we go through these too. It always helps so we know how the crowd responds to these. Okay, so Dr. Dan is going to be our demo here.
Sounds good.
Let's go. So the very first one that we're going to do is called the cat-cow or the cat-camel. Okay, and one of our favorite exercises, because if this is done properly, it helps to create not only strength, but motion throughout multiple segments in the entire spine. Okay, so the starting position, knee underneath of the hip, wrists underneath the shoulders. Okay, the back is like a tabletop. And the whole goal with this exercise, as Dr. Dan was talking about bracing, the very first thing that you're going to do here is brace. We want that core to be nice and tight. Okay. From there, what we're going to do is move the spine in opposite directions. So imagine at first I'm going to pull on his belly button. I'm going to pull it down to the table. So you can see his belly sags and his head goes up, looking straight forward. From there, we're gonna imagine there's a string here pulling on the back, so pulling his spine the other way, he's gonna round entirely into that position like a cat. You're only holding these for 2 to 3 seconds in each end position. So belly down, head up, 1, 2, and then round the back as much as you can to that end position, head down, 1, 2. Okay, so each time you go from belly down to belly up, that's 1 repetition. So you would go through these, you would perform this 2 sets of 10. So we're looking for 20 repetitions total, holding for 2 to 3 seconds per repetition. Okay?
And especially if you are going through pain, the best thing to do is first thing in the morning, just helps to stretch and get your spine active first thing in the morning. So
Absolutely.
one of the best exercises that we give to patients who are going through some pain and pressure.
Just roll out of bed, drop down to the ground and start doing this exercise. It's a fantastic way to get some stiffness out of your spine. Exercise number 2 is called the bird dog. And this is also known as a cross crawl exercise. One of my favorites to build core stability. Okay? So the very first thing is, you'll notice the starting position is identical. I like to tell people to imagine that there was a tray of drinks, like a server holding a tray of drinks. So if there's a tray of drinks that's full on your back, you're trying to perform this exercise without spilling a drop in a perfect world. Okay? To test this, you're going to move 1 limb at a time. So Dr. Dan's going to start one arm first, okay, then the next arm, and you notice he's just trying to get the arm or the limb to be sort of parallel or in line with his body. I'll move out of the way. You can see the one leg, and then the next leg. So same thing, he's getting the leg to be in line with the hip or the glutes. Once we're comfortable with all 4 limbs independently, now we're going to add a level of challenge, and we're going to try and go cross crawl. So opposite leg and opposite arm. So he's got his right arm up and his left leg. Same principle here. You're only going to hold it for 2 to 3 seconds in that end position, come down, and switch. Right? So the idea here is you're creating stability, but you keep moving throughout the exercise. So every time, so then switch, Dr. Dan. So that would be considered 1 repetition. So once he's done both the opposite arm and opposite legs, it's 1 repetition. We would like you to do 2 sets of 10. So again, getting 20 total, and you take a little break in between those 2 sets of 10 if you need. Okay? Next exercise, the plank. So the plank can be done from the elbows or from the hands, and we're going to show you guys here from the hands. Okay? So this exercise, I like to tell people to imagine as if this is your standing posture, right? So when we look at Dr. Dan from the side here, we want ideally the ankle to be in line with the knee, the hip, the shoulder, and the ear. So if he was to stand up right now, that would be excellent posture. So give us an example, Dr. Dan, of sagging hips, right? So when someone's doing this, he's obviously exaggerating, making it lower than someone likely would. But again, we don't want the hips to be too low, nor do we want them to be too high. That's no good. So the goal is to try and get the hips in line with the head and shoulders, hold for 20 to 30 seconds, relax, and then you could repeat that 2 to 3 times depending on your ability or tolerance. If that's too much to start, that might be a little bit too hard. You can notice Dr. Dan just dropped down to his knees. So now his knees are the contact points. Same thing, hip is in line with the shoulder, ear straight ahead, maintaining that good position. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds, and then repeat that again 2 to 3 rounds if you can. Now, for our last exercise, we're gonna have you guys go ahead and flip onto your back. And from here, what you're gonna do is, so now you see there's about a 45-degree angle. His feet are planted flat on the floor. You guys can't see from here, but if I'm looking down, his knees are in line with his hips. So when I'm gonna get him to raise his hips off the ground, I want him not to let the legs go out. So he's keeping his knees in, he's not letting his legs splay out. So everything along the side of the hips here and the back of the hips are working really hard, okay? You hold that again, 3 seconds or so at the top, and then down go the hips. Push the hips up and as much as you can. The same idea here. He's lifting his hips as high as he can till that hip is in line with the knee, okay? The tighter the front of your hips, the harder this is gonna be to get those hips as high as you can into the air. You repeat this 2 sets of 10 for a total of 20 repetitions, and those are your 4 core exercises, okay? So just to quickly recap those, we showed you guys the cat-cow, which we'd like you to start with because it's the one that creates the most mobility in the spine. The bird dog, the basic plank, and then the bridge. Those 4 exercises are part of our core stability plan for our patients. Again, they bulletproof your low back, they create a ton of strength and protect your spine really long-term down the road.
So as for the recap, if you want also a PDF of these 4 exercises, you could email at info@lindenwoodschiropractic.com. That's info@lindenwoodschiropractic.com. You could also maybe even leave a message below. We'll find a way to get that PDF over to you in a different way, but we'll get everything you need.
And so we would like to do a couple of these while obviously the next few weeks while the office is going to be closed to patients currently. Over these next few weeks, we're going to do some of these videos. So our goal is to do another one now on Monday at 3 p.m. So Monday at 3 p.m., we're going to go, some possible topics are going to be like postural correction.
Right, because I think right now, I know I left home and my 3 boys they've got a schedule all laid out in terms of what they could do, but they're going to be watching some TV, they're going to be playing some video games, they're doing some reading, they're doing some other things. So all of this is really, contributing to just an absolute horrible posture. So when you think of it, we're not moving as much as we normally would, even going to work. We're staying home, we're doing everything, and we're kind of contributing to that bad posture. So one of the topics that we'd like to do is to show you the best exercises to protect your posture and open up your posture. And again, there's really simple but really amazing exercises that we could go through.
Another one that we've had people ask us too is how do they look at, or how do you analyze someone's posture at home?
Yeah.
Right. So can you teach parents how to analyze their kids, their teenagers, analyze their spouse, maybe force your husband or your wife to get a posture checkup. So we could do like a posture analysis one. We talked about doing nutrition.
Nutrition, absolutely.
And if Erica is willing and you guys want to, we could get Erica to do a live doing some yoga.
Some flexibility and mobility workshop, just especially for the hips and the rest of the spine. She does a great job at that as well.
So if you have any other suggestions, by all means, type it in as well, and we'll make sure to look at all those requests that you have, and we'll pick amongst the most popular ones, or a popular one, I should say, and that's the one that we'll do Monday at 3 p.m.
Yep.
So this coming Monday, 3 p.m., the next Facebook Live, and all the questions that you guys have posted, we'll make sure that we answer them all and send you back either a message individually or here on the Facebook
We're
page.
seeing some questions, which is great, like stress relief, breathing. Thanks, Dia. There's sleeping positions.
Yes.
There's all kinds of different ways. And really, this is, again, like we talked about before, this is a perfect time to restructure or rethink of what we do, kind of fine tune, almost like a spring cleaning for our body and our health. So use us, and we'll do anything we can to help you through these next few weeks. Everyone's going to be okay. We'll do everything we possibly can to help you.
And for those of you who joined us, we appreciate it. Thank you for being on the Facebook Live. We hope you found this to be of value. We tried to keep it brief and succinct, so we're not taking up too much of your time. And join us next Monday, 3 p.m. for the next one.
Absolutely. Have a beautiful day.